right. Well, also speaking of some winners this week, we can't go on without bigging up the Hugo Award winners because this was a real momentous year, especially for women, especially for people of color. My book, one of my favorite books ever, Monstrous, won yet again. I mean, now it's Hugo and Eisner in the same year. That's like insane. N.K. Jemisin won for The Stone Sky. I think this is her like third win in a row or something, like hat trick style, just craziness. Shout out to everybody over there. Wonder Woman won for dramatic long form film. Like it was a lot of, a lot of great choices at the Hugo Awards and a lot of big winners right there.
Word. Like, it's just amazing just to see everybody win and to see that people be recognized for all the days and nights of lost sleep or stress or everything that comes along with it, all the different energies that happen, because being a creative is not rainbows and gold coins falling out the skies. It's a lot. It takes a lot on.
Oh my God. And I tell y'all real quick, yeah, like that's what I mean, especially writers and stuff when they win awards like this, because as I've learned, like I've always been a writer my whole life. I've always been a creative, and DJing is one thing, but actually having to work in the field of writing in Hollywood, whatever you want to do in TV and film writing, is a whole different beast that I did not understand until I got into it, and it's something that you're going to, really have to have that love for if you really want to do it, because it will consume your life in a way that I was not prepared for, but that because of the love for it, I'm here for it and I can't wait for more of it. But get ready, folks. Lord of mercy. Yes. And speaking of writing and creating, I think we had a question about this that I'll probably answer in this segment we like to call Comics I Copped. Shout outs to everybody who watches this on YouTube, man, because we really need to get better screen captures, because I always look wild crazy in these screen captures right now. It's so disturbing. Like I'm like, oh God. But yes, Comics I Copped. Use that hashtag. You can check it out on Twitter, on Instagram, anywhere. It is the hashtag for anyone who is into buying, collecting comics, showing off what you bought this week, what you've been reading this week, any and all of that good stuff. But before we go any further, we got to shout out the mayor of Comics I Copped, Eliel, who got bid up by Eve Ewing herself, who is the new writer of the new Ironheart series coming from Marvel. But you know what that means? That means the Fanbros Circle of Trust, because Eliel Lucero, who first suggested this.
Which circle of trust?
The Fanbros Circle of Trust, which you can find on Patreon. If you want to jumpstart your way into it. Eliel, who's a Comics I Copped, mayor, once suggested on Twitter that Eve Ewing should be the new writer of Ironheart. And
yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's that Fanbros Circle of Trust. That's like that Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation right there. Big things happen just by being mentioned.
The Circle of Trust keeps its OG name?
I mean, true. I see what you were getting at there. The For All Nerds.
If it's grandfathered in like an AT&T plan, then,
No. It is the For All Nerds Circle of Trust. Let me get it right.
Circle of Trust.
There we go. Let me get it right. But yeah, she is the new writer of Ironheart. I mean, it's coming out soon. Can't wait for that. Got the alternate cover by Jen Bartel that just looks absolutely beautiful. Like, Ironheart's got a new suit of armor that she debuted in the Champions comic book recently. So, I mean, come on. Black woman from Chicago writing a Black woman for Marvel. Momentous.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. And I really love Eve. She's a great person. She's just a great person in general, and a fantastic author. And I'm just really pleased that this happened. And it's something that she's been asking for. She's been putting herself out there. Like she continues, but she was shooting her shot long ago, saying, yo, put me on Marvel, put me on whatever. Let me write these stories, because this is something that she did. And she went through her entire process. So I'm just so happy that this panned out, and I'm excited to read.
And I also love that she was really, really did with a lot of humility. Like I saw her talking about it, but also not where it's like, yo, I need to be doing this, Marvel's effing up over there. It was like, I know when Eliel even suggested her the first time, she was like, yo, thank you a lot for that, And then when she got the gig, and could talk about it, win and thanked him again. So I love to see that, because that's something that people don't understand. You can't be just attacking these companies or saying, you know, yo, I deserve to be on, this person's whack. Like, I've seen artists do that and blows my mind. Like, straight up, you know, you got to just keep that energy out of there. That's not what is good for you. It's not going to work if you're like, if you're a writer and you're dissing other writers who are already on, because there's a reason why they're on, you know, for whatever reason. It's usually just not, you know, because someone put them on. It's because they put in some work. And you might think they is just whack right now, but they did something to get recognized where they could get to that point. So just don't, you know, bring that energy. So I love to see what Eve did. And, you know, we will be talking about it. We're definitely going to have her on the show soon. Much more in Comics I Copped. We'll definitely be reviewing that first issue of Ironheart when it drops. Can't wait to see it. And in comics that I copped this week, it was actually pretty light for me. Go ahead.
Here's the part of the show where I say buy the books. This is the
say it again. I'll be quiet.
This is the exact example of we clamor for something and you get it. Like there is no more ideal situation I could think of in the last couple of years since this initiative than a black woman from Chicago writing a black girl from Chicago. Ooh. Like, think about that. And it's somebody who was actually passionate about it and a grassroots campaign. Because trust me when I say people look at all of these engagement stats and they'll see the numbers of people who were speaking about this. There were a lot of talk about Marvel getting rid of their people of color characters after the last wave of the relaunch or whatever. Mm-hmm. This book is coming out in November. Other books are still coming out. So that's not the case. The book drops in November. This should not be something that you wait for the trade. Make a month-to-month commitment. If you really care about diversity in comics and you want to see people succeed and you really buy the books, buy the book. Put your money where your mouth is, because you saw what happened to World of Wakanda and it won an award. It won Roxane Gay won an Eisner for that. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because of quality. And if you are one of those people who hops on the it wasn't promoted enough excuses train, I will be the sick passenger that stops you at Excuses Avenue and disrupts your entire journey. I will be that sick passenger, because enough is enough. It isn't about promotion. It was in every major, the New York Times. It was everywhere. It's been promoted. Buy the books or forever shut the F up.
Facts. You know, and don't wait for trade. Buy the single issue, especially with something like Marvel. Buy those first 6 issues, then you can start, you know, copping trades.
Let me add,
if it stinks, it stinks. If it stinks, it stinks. Like, keep it 100, but give it that chance to at least an arc. Give it an arc.
Yeah, give it 6 issues. Because I saw that when Ta-Nehisi Coates' book dropped, and people would read 2 issues and were like, this sucks. And I'm like, dude, you know how many tired ass issues of, you know, white dudes writing books that you read? Ta-Nehisi, this is his first comic book ever. And Black Panther turned up too. So if you're not reading that, you need to go back to it. That joint is lit.
And it's also people, and I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm just making sure you also understand the audience. There's also people who are new to comics who don't know how it works. So that's also why we're sharing all this information. Yes. So some people don't know that maybe it might turn up, but I feel like just like certain Netflix shows, it may not turn up until episode 5 or 6. So you got to stick with it. That said, I just wanted to add on to what Jeff said about buying the books and what you guys said about not waiting to the trades. Just go ahead and buy as you see it. It's very important. And Eve also shared this on her timeline. If you can go in and actually pre-order the book.
Yes, thank you.
Walk up to the register and say, can you guys order me a copy or 2 copies or whatever you want of this particular book, this Riri Williams book, or whatever the book is, because those pre-orders is what matters. The pre-orders is what they base their first their buy order on, and those pre-orders are where those first few numbers are really coming from. So if there's a lot of interest coming from the comic book shops to the publishers saying, yo, my shop, we need 100 copies, this shop needs 100 copies, they add all that up and they look at that. That's how they figure and forecast and do trending. So that pre-order stuff is really vastly important. So regardless if you know or think that your shop might get it anyway, just walk up to them and just ask for it. Just be like, yo, can you order that for me? Put that down on my name.
Yo, I want to real quick, Jeff. I want to start like a hashtag or something like the Comics I Cop pre-order, something like that, because I want people to really support this book. And I want people to go, like I want people to go into their, store pre-re-re. Pre-re-re. Oh, I like that. Something like that, because we want people to go into their stores, show people. Like, I'm going to hit up a shop called Quest in Los Angeles. That's where I go to. And I'm going to tell them to pre-order. I'm going to get 2 copies of that first issue. Make sure I get 2 of the first issue so I can get all the covers, et cetera, et cetera. But let's see people do that, because that is so real, Tatiana. Like, that is even bigger than, being able to walk into the store the first day and buy it. Because they might, they might not have a copy then. So do that.
And also, I can no longer accept the excuse that people don't know how to buy comic books. When you don't know something, Tatiana, what do you do?
Say that again?
When you don't know something, what do you do?
Ask questions.
And if anybody's not around, thank you. Google is the universal connector between the supply and the demand. People can search for when the next episode of Love and Hip Hop come on, but you can search for that next recipe. You can search for anything else in this world. You can search for the most obscure thing, but when it comes to a book, they be on Amazon buying other stuff but can't find books. When Amazon was starting as a book company. Yo, all right, I'm done.
I think you can even probably, because Marvel don't play, you could probably, in a couple of months at least, you'll be able to order the trade. You'll be able to pre-order the trade from spots like Amazon even. So even that, if you got to do, as long as you put that pre-order in, it is a good look for whatever it is, because that's definitely going to help her in the long run and help us see more books like this. That's how it works. And then the bigger picture is you will see movies and television shows featuring these characters. Because that's something that always bugs me out. They're always like, yo, man, but how many how many characters we going to see, black or Asian or this and that. But then they never want to buy the books that's how it translates. The reason why Kevin Feige is out here talking about a Miss Marvel movie or a Miss Marvel TV series is because that book sells like gangbusters. So they can't ignore the popularity of someone like Miss Marvel now. Trust me, there's going to be something in that Captain Marvel movie, I feel. Just a little hint, because they know where their bread is buttered at.
I agree.
There it is.
Also, in some other news, Black Panther will hit Netflix in September.
September 4th, to be exact. Miss Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, the Queen's birthday.
So, Fanbro Show is going to have... Gotta rewind that. Yeah.
So, wait, time out. So, it's Beykanda.
It is Beykanda.
Yo, it's Beykanda. Wow. Bruh.
Wow.
Wakanda and chill. Yo, it's really Beykanda. Yo, it might have to be Beykanda Day. Wakanda on Netflix and Bay Day.
Beykanda.
I wonder if there's a beehive in or a beehive in Wakanda.
What do you think?
Do they live stream the concert from the Komoyo beads?
Okay, bro. This is a factual story. This one I knew that Beyonce was out of control and the internet was out of control. I was in Ethiopia DJing the year that the Drunken Love album dropped, the one that she dropped a surprise album on the internets. And 2 days later, I'm in the club and women are rushing up to the booth saying, play Drunken Love.
Wow.
Beyonce rules the world.
Powerful.
That was a moment, though.
Bruh.
That was a moment.
I think we can end on that. On Beyonce rules the world.
I actually liked when you were first laughing at him. When
either one at Beykanda.
When he said Beykanda, and then I think that one was the ending.
All right, sounds good to me.
That one, because you had put your hands to your mouth and everything.
Yeah, I couldn't. Dramatic. Yeah.
BeykandaForever.